To me.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to you. What's up? What's up, bitch? What's up, bitch? What's up?
Beat her ass. Beat that bitch up.
Come here, bitch.
Beat that bitch up. Where? Back.
Bitch.
Let me have it real quick.
I need to get all of it out.
I had to sit down for this one because this episode's tea is everything. Because I feel like since this episode started, they've not really been giving. Yes, there's been a couple of fights, but like, you know, like the heat hasn't really been, you know, expelled until this particular episode. Guys, you don't want to miss this. If you want to see or listen to the highlights of this particular episode, bro, stay to the very end. And if you're new to this channel, please go and smash that subscribe button. Like, don't waste any second. Without wasting much time, let's delve straight into it. I'm going to begin with the highlights of this episode. My name, all good things must come to an end, and I'm telling you, the name of this episode, like, it really suits the episode because like everything just went left. From the friendship between Jayla and Natalie Nunn to a duo fight between Chris Rock, Jayla and Rollie with Slim. Like, bro, that is how interesting this episode. Like, I did not see it coming. So like, hello. Let's just delve right in. So the first highlight of this episode will be, you know, the girls on their way to the club Monarch. Yes, you already saw in the previous video, or you already heard in my previous video that, you know, there was a mini verbal altercation. I wouldn't say a verbal altercation, but there was like some kind of like, you know, tantrum that was thrown by Natalie, where she even had to like ask the boss to stop. So yes, there was a tantrum that was thrown by Natalie Nunn, because she was upset that, you know, Chris Rock was talking over her. So yes, I think I missed that little tantrum. Natalie Nunn, you know, excused herself from the rest of the girls that were seated at the back of the bus to go sit with Anne, who had secluded herself from the girls. She was sitting at the front of the bus. And yeah, when she went there, she basically, you know, Anne basically asked her what was the issue, and she told Anne that, you know, she couldn't stand the disrespect and all. Anne was like, you know, yeah, but isn't that why you stopped the bus? Natalie Nunn was like, yes, she's gonna stop the bus at every instance when someone disrespects her, when she feels like she needs to. Yes, so like that was like a continued highlight from the previous episode. So yes, it was also the first highlight of this particular episode. Now I'm just going to give you a summary, a brief, you know, rundown on what happened. That's the different scenarios in this particular episode that led to my selected highlights. So, you know, the ladies went to the Monarch Club. They had a lot of fun. There was a lot. Like, these ladies did a lot. Like, I did not expect the things that actually happened. Like, this is still part of my first highlight. Hello. These ladies went to the Monarch Club, and I saw people like Anne kissing Bree. And if you remember, Anne and Bree had a mini fight when they were about to load on the bus, or when they were about to get on the bus to Charlotte, if you remember. So like, for Anne to be kissing and sucking on Bree, I was like, what? Like, I didn't see that coming. I want to believe it was the alcohol that was talking. Like, there were a whole lot of things that happened, you know, girls kissing each other, sparking on each other. Like, it was a whole lot. I'm going to definitely show you just a little bit of it here. Next highlights for me will be when the girls were getting ready to go to, or when the girls had been, you know, gathered up to go to the next club, which was more like an invitation that had been extended by Charlotte's friend, because that day was when she was actually celebrating her birthday. So, you know, Charlotte had reached out to her friend, I think by name Diane, and Diane was like, okay, Charlotte asked her, you know, where are we celebrating? and Diane basically told her that she was celebrating at the club Cloud. And you know, Charlotte basically asked if she could come with the baddies, and she was like, hell yeah, you can. She had already even reserved the section for them. And Charlotte was like, okay. So she went over to give Nally Nunn the good news. And you know, even though Nally seemed like a little bit, you know, should I use the word unexcited? Like, there wasn't that much excitement from Nally Nunn, and that was because like she was still trying to recover from the previous night, because the previous night, which was Monarch, the ladies were all gone. Like, even as at that particular morning when Charlotte had gone to meet Nally Nunn to inform her of the next hangout at Cloud, most of the girls were still, in fact, all of the girls apart from Charlotte and I think Nally as at that point were still in bed, you know. So you're still trying to recover from the hangover. So you know, yeah, I would say there was a little bit of hesitation from Nally, but like after finding out that, you know, the rest of the girls had been informed by Charlotte and they were very much ready to go out and have fun later on that night, Nally Nunn was like, okay, let's have a ball. So yes, fast forwarding to the night of the hangout, the girls went to the Cloud Club, and according to Natalie Nunn, she says that the Cloud Club was way better than the Monarch, right? The girls had fun. Like, the surprises kept coming. When I say the surprises kept coming, I saw people like Christian and Charlotte really going in. Like, when I say really, like kissing, like they were freaking kissing. Christian and Charlotte. How? I thought Christian had a man. I mean, how does Blue feel about that though? But anyway, it's none of my business. But yeah, these girls were having a ball. Like, when I say a ball, like they were going all out and all in. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I forgot to bring it to your notice that Slim and Charlotte, Charlotte is really becoming very, very mischievous. I mean, like, you know, she's like, her name is like really, really like, you know, in most of the conversations that have to do with, you know, ladies really, really indulging into their fetishes. Like, in that club, Charlotte and Slim were rubbing on each other's down there. You know, like when I say rubbing, like they were not like touching, they were like actually like her and her were like in like sliding and gliding over. Like, it was a whole lot. Like I said, the surprises just kept coming. I was like, this is how I was when I was watching that episode. I was like, oh my god. Like, it was crazy. The girls really had it. See, you can hear from my voice how excited I am. Like, I'm telling you, I was shocked. Like, I didn't expect all of those things. I mean, I was expecting the girls to go out and have a good time, but like, I wasn't expecting, especially rivals, to be kissing on each other, rubbing on each other. I mean, whatever they took really, really had them real good. Like, they really, really outdid themselves in the club. Yes, so they did all that, and you know, finally came to an end, and then the ladies went back home. That was highlight 2 for me in this episode. I want to highlight 3. Highlight 3 for me in this episode would be when the girls were finally gathered for Nally Nunn to disclose why they were stranded. So in case you're wondering what I mean by the girls being stranded, so the next day, that is after the night at Cloud, they were supposed to be on the road to Nashville. That was the next city they were to go to, right? Now, unfortunately, the bus that was supposed to convey them to Nashville had abandoned them, saying that they couldn't handle the baddies, that the baddies were too much for them. So obviously, when Nally Nunn had, you know, was having this conversation with the Zeus production team, they told her that she needed to like address this to the ladies, so that if for any reason they get a new boss to help them or to continue their journey with, it wouldn't be the same thing, it wouldn't be the same thing very much later in the future, that the boss, would just wake up one morning and decide to abandon them because why, the girls are just too much. So Nashville, Nally Nunn was given the job to address this, tell this to the ladies, and make them understand the importance of them keeping it down so that they could actually achieve the goals they had set out to achieve, right? And this was exactly what Nally Nunn did. She gathered the girls, told them to bring their things out, and also informed them that they were supposed to have left their Charlotte house like a day ago or 2 days back. That was the main reason why everybody needed to gather their things out. And then that was when she went ahead to tell them that the bus, their pretty pink bus that was labeled Baddies, what's out or so, had abandoned them, and she stated the reasons why. And she was like, she used the opportunity to help the girls address their issues and try to like sort it out, so that moving forward there wouldn't be any fights, right? So she was like, okay, started calling out the girls' names one by one. I think she started with Bree, are you good? And Bree was like, I'm okay. And she went to, I think, Jayla or so. And it was when she went to what's the name? Slim. That Slim was like that she wasn't good. Slim responded that Miss Chris Rock had thrown a bottle at her the previous night. And in Slim's narrative, she basically said that she was talking about her displeasure. She was talking about something that displeased her. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, I just remember that I skipped something very delicate. But before I go to what I skipped, let me just continue what I'm saying, okay? I'm gonna come back to that. So yeah, Slim was like, she was discussing with Rollie, basically telling her about her displeasure towards Rollie going to apologize to Anne. Yes, Rollie actually went to apologize to Anne. That was on their way to the Monarch Club. That was it. This is supposed to have been in my first highlight, because okay, rewinding back to the bus, the night when the bus was conveying them to the Monarch Club rather, Rollie had actually gone up to Anne, because like I said, Anne had secluded herself from the girls, and I think there was some kind of like mini prayer that that my girl Chris Rock had anchored after Nally Nunn was vexed and had removed herself from the back of the bus and went to sit with Anne. Chris Rock decided that was the right time for her to anchor a mini prayer session, which of course Rollie did not participate in. Rollie did not participate in the prayer, and so she went to sit with Anne, and basically was like trying to like, okay, she apologized to Anne, telling her that she blah 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 blah. Basically, she just apologized to Anne. Now, if you ask me, I would say Rollie went to apologize to Anne because remember, prior to this particular episode, I think the episode before this one, Rollie had said that Anne's was the type she could definitely go down on. So like I'm right here thinking, okay, that's the reason why Rollie went to apologize. Because if you ask me, Rollie doesn't really do apologies. If you ask me, like, let's be honest, let's go back to her shows, her episodes in One More Chance. Basically One More Chance. All her fights. I don't think I ever saw Rollie walk up to her opponents to apologize. Never for once. But in this particular episode, Rollie did so, and it's not because she was wrong. Anne was actually wrong, because Anne was the one that started the whole tantrum and fuss, and Rollie kept warning her, but Anne, obviously being who she is, did not fall back. She continued, and that was what vexed Rollie to even make her lay a finger on Anne. So like, if you ask me, Anne was supposed to have been the one to actually walk up to Rollie to apologize instead of the other way around. So which brings me to the conclusion that because Rollie knew she was going to the club and wanted to have the best time, especially the best time that had to do with Anne's down there. That was why she went ahead to go to apologize to Anne, you know, basically to like clear out the slate so that she could have the most time with her at the club. Now, so back to what I was saying. Now, Slim was explaining to Natalie, saying that okay, I was wherever I was having a conversation with Rollie about my frustration and my unhappiness towards Rollie walking up to Anne to apologize when a bottle was thrown at me by Chris Rock. And basically, according to Slim's narrative, she said Chris Rock assumed that she, which is Slim, was talking about her, and that was when she threw a bottle at her. Now where Kasala Bosso, because guess what? Slim was like, what's up? Slim was like, what's up to Chris Rock? Chris Rock was like who's she talking to? And that really pissed Slim, and that was when she took off her shoes and threw it at Chris Rock. For the first time, I didn't see Chris Rock run up to Slim to you know, because I mean, we already know that Chris Rock is the agitator. Like, she's always, if you say even one word, she's in front of you. Did I say she's in front of you? She has already beat you down, right? But in this particular scenario, Chris Rock was just there. Like, she just kept calm. And I mean, she had already like changed her stance. She had already like entered the fighting stance, but like she didn't make the first move, which was like a first one for Chris Rock to me. And that makes me think, did she do that because she was trying to be a different person, or because she knew that to fight with Slim would mean to fight with Rollie Polly as well, so she didn't want to get beat up too both ways? I'm just playing. But yeah, my dear Slim was now the one that, you know, charged towards Chris Rock, and that was when everywhere scattered, because, you know, that was what gingered the fight between Jayla and Rollie. And then, like, it was it was just this episode rather, that brought out all the excitement. I was like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a fighter. I'm really not a fighter, but like the way things were just like plot twists here and there, like things were just like like a lot of surprises to me. I was like, oh my god, this is how I was when I was watching this episode. Like, I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So like it started with the fight between Slim and my girl Chris Rock, escalated into a full-blown fight between Jada and Rollie Polly with still Slim and Chris Rock. And then in the episode that comes after this one we're talking about, I saw that whatever had kind of fueled this fight spilled into the next episode.
Let her go. What did I say? Wait, what's this? Rollie, oh my God.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Are you scared to make eye contact?
I'm not scared, but you're looking at me like you're ready to do something.